let's talk about XRP. What can XRP do this year? What can it do going forward? And what's with the hype and the crazy prophecies that are coming, and people having visions about XRP and having all of these almost spiritual downloads where they talk about XRP. I'm sure you must have seen it because there's a lot of it around. All of this looks like this is more than just a coincidence. This is different to many other coins, and it warrants a deep and real investigation, which is what we're going to do in this video. Let's go. All right, so we're going to look at the astrology for XRP, and I will give you some real, let's say, prognoses, okay? I won't call it a direct prediction. It's on price prediction, even though I will kind of wager that a little bit in this video, right? Although you have to know, and I'm going to put it up here, none of this is financial advice. This is my esoteric analytics that I'm doing on things so you understand the archetypal background is educational only. But what we're going to do in this video, I will tell you how I see things evolving, and it's going to be crazy. You're going to get your mind blown. It's going to be crazy what I will tell you about XRP, right? But also, we are trying to understand how come this phenomenon of people, having these spiritual downloads and these spiritual visions about XRP. Do you know other coins where this happens? Do you know there isn't that many? There isn't that many blockchain. Yes, crypto projects oftentimes have like these very committed communities, very kind of these really committed communities. But XRP is different. The XRP army is kind of, there's not just an XRP army of super committed holders. There's also XRP prophets. Just go and search for it. XRP prophecy. There's a lot of them. Now, the latest one was by this this visionary, this mystic, the seer. His name is Brandon Briggs, right? And this guy was famous for having called out he predicted the assassination attempt on Trump, and he really saw it in detail. He described it in details. Like he really said, like the bullet is going to come and it's going to go like this next to his ear. He said that before, obviously. It's not so difficult to say it afterwards, right? So this guy, he has been talking about XRP a lot recently, right? I should play some clips for you.
5 major cryptocurrencies that will be the pillars of all the crypto. XP was what? XP. So you have prophetic words that are given by prophetic people that see in the spirit, but you never know the timing because there's depth perception to prophetic. There'll be 5. There's 3 that are very strong, and there's 1 that's the strongest. So I saw 1 in the middle, 2 on the side of them, and then it goes 2 more over like this. And then they were standing, each one like a pillar, like one of those Greek columns, Roman columns that look like a solid, like a granite, like a rock column. And there were support systems on the columns. The Holy Spirit showed me support systems on these columns.
Now, especially he talks about these 5 pillars of crypto. The 5 pillars of crypto, and he says like one of the main ones is XRP. And he said so many other things. There's others as well we're talking about. It's not just him. There's several others as well who have had basically seers and mystics who've had these visions. I noticed myself from people who are spiritual, who are intuitive, and who talk to me and who say that I had a dream. I saw XRP. Okay, this is something, right? This is something. How is it that XRP is having this effect? Well, let's look at the chart of this coin, of this asset, because the astrology chart, as always, should have some clues for us, right? The astrology chart shows you the archetypal essence of a thing. It shows you the energies, the spiritual energies that were constellated at the time and which flow into that thing, right? Which allows you to decode what this thing is and what it means, right? So this is what we're going to do. We're going to look at the astrology chart. We're going to look at the natal birth chart, basically, just like for a person, for XRP, for the genesis of XRP. Okay, so this is a chart for 2nd of June, 2012, which is when it's confirmed that Chris Larsen and the other original founders, they minted the first 100, basically they minted the 100 billion XRP coins, which is the principle. XRP has this, these coins. It's not like Bitcoin, where in Bitcoin they're minted like on a schedule slowly. With XRP, they were all done in the beginning, and then they're just distributed by Ripple, which the Ripple Labs is the company that's holding it, which is a lot of people have problems with that. They say, this is not real decentralization. This is just a company owning this. It's not the same as Bitcoin, where Bitcoin is like, and there's something to it. There's definitely something to it. You know, this is a company, it's a private company, which is holding this and managing this, right? But then there's a different purpose for XRP, than for Bitcoin. Bitcoin is supposed to become this miraculous infrastructure that was almost kind of given by the gods, because it's like, who gave this even? Who is even Satoshi Nakamoto? You know, it's just kind of given, and then it becomes this infrastructure for everything because it's so decentralized, right? And everybody can understand it and see it, and it's transparent. But XRP is supposed to do something else. It's supposed to has a different purpose, right? So the purpose, when you look at it, is okay. First, let's look at a chart. Let's see. So we've got a lot of Gemini energy, right? Which is okay. This is good for all these very agile project. As an agile project, that Gemini is always good with, deals and business and commercial opportunities, switching quickly, finding the opportunities, and so on. A lot of Gemini energy, right? With the Venus, Mercury, and Sun in Gemini, right? And Mars is square, a lot of edge, fighting edge as well, right? Battle edge as well. Then you've got, okay, I'm going to tell you this in a minute. Let's look at the asteroids. The asteroids, that tells us much more. The asteroids. So the asteroids with the Sun, we've got Hermes. Hermes is the principle of commercial, is the commercial exchange master, right? But also, right? Then you got Rockefeller, big money. Rockefeller is big money, right? And Paciencia, okay? Patience, Rockefeller. And then what do you got? Midas. Midas is the king the Midas touch, right? The king who turns everything to gold when he touches it. Then you got Daedalus. Daedalus is a figure, is the one who invented, is like an inventor. He built these first flying objects in Greek mythology. He was the father of Icarus, right? Daedalus. So basically what do you got? The inventor, the trader, patience that leads to large amounts of money, right? And gold, and turns things into gold. Okay? Now, this is pretty good on the Sun. This shows you very clearly the nature of the project. This is a project that is an invention that's going to lead to vast amounts of wealth. Okay, the same Sun is in opposition to Liberatrix, Excalibur. Okay, so this is basically this is going to liberate a lot of people. And Forbes, the rich will be somehow involved in this. Forbes stands for the rich, right? Okay, so this so far so good. This is all like, okay, we could expect this from. Looks like a project that is going to be very good it's going to make a lot of money. Okay, good. That looks good. What else we got? We got this square of Jupiter and Neptune, and now this is where it gets interesting, right? We got this square of Jupiter and Neptune, and this square, Jupiter and Neptune, it stands for dreams, visions, prophetic visions. This is the aspect par excellence for prophetic visions, visionaries, Jupiter, Neptune. And this Jupiter, Neptune is a square, okay? And this Jupiter, Neptune, again, it stands for prophetic visionaries and those who see far beyond into the future, right? But could be problematic. They could be sometimes dreaming up things that don't exist, but oftentimes they can see things that actually going to come in future. This is the constellation. And this stands with gold and goldsmith. You see here, gold, goldsmith, and abundancia. Abundancia stands for abundance. Gold, goldsmith, abundance. All right? So this basically shows me exactly what I said. The prophetic dream and vision of gold and abundance is written in the chart of this, right? Is written in the chart of this. And now, there's a couple of other things here that I'm going to not go into much more. So, okay, what do we got here? We've got I left one thing out. One thing that's important. There is here still Pluto square Uranus. See this? This means the difficult transformation, not easy, but difficult transformation of structures, of global power structures, right? Massive transformation of structures, but not easy. It's going to be very difficult. Okay? So now, I'll put these together. This is the chart of XRP. The chart clearly shows me that this is an asset that is meant to make, that is meant to give these visions and meant to give these prophetic insights, right? That these dreams that you're seeing that people are getting, it's written in a chart, right? Which potentially can lead to a massive abundance, right? But as I showed you as well, it's not going to be easy. There's going to be a lot of battle and a lot of really difficult transformations in there, huge tests and transformations. That's the meaning of the Pluto-Uranus square. Pluto-Uranus square, right? Huge transformations, huge challenges, existential crises and challenges almost, right? So existential crises and challenges, right? Visions of huge abundance, right? And this commercial agility, lots of commercial agility. That's what the chart says, right? That's XRP, right? Okay, now that makes sense. Chart makes a lot of sense, but doesn't tell me yet what's going to happen next. What's going to happen next? We need the transits. So I'm going to tell you the transits. The transits and progressions tells us in astrology what's going to happen next. And we're going to look ahead for 25 and beyond, because that's what we're going to do in this video. 25 and beyond, XRP. I'm going to give you my prognosis. But before that, make sure to subscribe to this channel if you haven't done so yet. Like and hit the notification bell. That's very important too. And write some comments to help us boost this thing and get it back up. Right? So also, you want to work with me, you can find the links below, and we can work together on optimizing your strategies and your growth, both personally and financially, holistically, in alignment with your divine purpose, because that's what it's about at the end of the day. It's not about just growing yourself just for the sake of it. It's about growing together with the flow and with the divine purpose that is intended for you, right? That's what we can do. Now, I'm going to give you my insights and my prognosis for XRP and for this asset class, and for this asset, rather, the asset class, crypto, only up, but a lot of ups and downs on the way. But we're going to look at XRP specifically. XRP, right? XRP for this year. So there's a couple of important things that we have to look at. First is the Genesis chart itself. So this is the Genesis chart. What transits is it getting? And here, super interesting and super clear, super telling. This whole time now, 24, you had, for the first time in the history of XRP, in 24, you had Jupiter transiting here on top, you see, aspecting the Sun and all of this kind of stuff here, the Sun and Venus and all of that. And obviously, perfect fit. Jupiter's hitting all of this. 24 was the year which we had the greatest breakthroughs, right? So here, you see in August, September, this is for the first time Jupiter was in 24, right? 24, Jupiter was on Venus, and this was exactly when we had the big push forward. It went up parabolic. XRP went parabolic. I called it on here on this channel. I called it a lot before. I called it a couple of months before. I said XRP will be one of the best performers of this cycle. A couple of months before it happened, right? Now, it went parabolic here, and then next, it's still here. It's still here. We're going into 25. This is now. We're going to March 25. And now it's going to be there again in April. You see April, Jupiter hits again on the Venus, April 25. And then going into May, not just Jupiter does its last hit, and now this time on Mercury, but also, in addition, you are going to have this here. You see here, Uranus, transiting Uranus, is exactly on Jupiter. This is super important. Transiting Uranus is obviously very slow. It's a direct hit, right? This only happens like every 84 years, right? And this means an extreme expansion of innovation, huge expansion of innovative technological applications for summer 2025 for XRP, right? So that's what we're seeing, huge technological innovation. What could that mean? Well, it could mean, obviously, that what Ripple Labs has been working on all this time, all these years, is all those pilot projects with everybody in the world, 300 different large institutions, the largest institutions in the world, governments. Everybody is kind of being prepared for using XRP, the ledger, for cross-border payments, for digital, payment systems that people are working on, that people are looking to introduce right now, that are much more flexible, that are much faster. You can do transactions at a fraction of the cost and speed, and super easy, right? So this is obviously the big game, and this is obviously the end game and the end vision that states are going to introduce. Large states and large institutional players are going to introduce XRP as a ledger that they're using for cross-border payments, right? And with this constellation, it looks really like this is once in 84 years, Uranus will be exactly on your Jupiter, which means extreme explosion of innovation. And this is in 2025, right? Okay, so that's pretty telling. What else we got? In the same time, this is not all. There's more. So in the same, by the same token, make sure to watch this till the end, because you're still getting more puzzle pieces, and then I hit you with the prognosis and the predictions, right? So now, what else we got? We got this year, very importantly, we have the start of this constellation here, which is a triangle, a talent triangle. You can see this here. So between Uranus, Pluto, and here, and Saturn and Neptune here, and Neptune basically, this is a triangle, a talent triangle. This is super important, this constellation. This is a constellation that will be on in 25 and then all the way to 27, 28, 3 years. This is a historical constellation, right? That these three planets, Neptune, Pluto, and Uranus, are in a constellation with each other, in a harmonious triangle. And this is going to this is hundreds of years that it hasn't happened. You need to go back 200 years, 200 something years. And this constellation, it stands for a massive upgrade of humanity, technology and consciousness and mindset, right? For these 3 years, 25 to 28. We want to have this massive upgrade. If you follow me on the channel, you know this. I talked about this a lot. But it's going to hit XRP. Exactly, it's going to hit XRP. Here, this talent triangle, you see, it's going to be in a harmonious relationship with the Sun and Mercury of XRP. Here, you can see this. Not just now, but for 3 years. From now, it's for the first time in 25, for the first time in summer, and then again and again, in and out of aspect until 28. Until 28, right? Okay, there's one more part of the puzzle that I should show you, but I can just tell you as well. You can take my word for it, because it's the same thing. I'm going to show you, the aspects. So I showed you, this was Ripple Labs that I showed you. Ripple Labs is going to be involved in that process, right? At the same time, I actually show you, at the same time, the other person who's going to be, or the other entity that's going to be hit with the same aspect is Brad Garlinghouse. Brad Garlinghouse is the CEO of Ripple, right? He has this constellation in his chart where he's a Jupiter, Neptune, okay? He has this kind of visionary quality where we can kind of have that ability to see the future, basically, to see the future trends, macro trends, and shape them. His Mars is there too. He can see the future macro trends and shape them. And this ability of his is going to be hit as well with that same triangle that I told you about. That same triangle is hitting his constellation as well. You see here? Okay, they're all in harmonious relationships like this. Okay, so that's the second, that's the third thing. But with all of them, okay, what does it mean? What does it mean? Both Brad Garlinghouse, the CEO, and Ripple Labs are going to be directly involved in this great community, in this great consciousness upgrade and collective upgrade of humanity's technology and consciousness, right? Because the consciousness, when you upgrade the technology, automatically the consciousness upgrades with it, or at least there's a possibility for consciousness upgrade as well. Just think about it. Internet, technology connects people. It's just a technology, but it automatically leads to the upgrade of consciousness as well. But at the same time, which I also showed you, if you know astrology, you saw that there wasn't just harmonious aspects, there was also a harsh aspects with the Saturn-Neptune. Saturn-Neptune was in a direct opposition to Sun and Mercury. I'll translate it for you. Dr. V's got you and covered, right? So I'll let you know what it is. Namely, it's not just going to be a massive upgrade, being part of a massive upgrade. There's also going to be some really, really big challenges with potentially being, living up to promises. So you have what you had there, Saturn, Neptune, is like the bursting of bubbles or the bursting of kind of dreams that are unrealistic. That was in opposition. So there's going to be, basically, let me put it this way. There's Ripple and XRP over the next 3 years is going to be has the archetypal potential to be part of the great, upgrading of all of human infrastructure, humanity's payments infrastructures globally, right? But at the same time, there's going to be challenges, massive challenges, which are to do with scandals, potentially with scandals, or with people saying that you're not living up to promises, right? Or like big PR scandals, huge PR scandals. So imagine, this is what I'm seeing the next 3 years. XRP is going to start getting adopted starting this summer, starting May, by large states and large institutions, right? Which will send the price just to crazy levels. And then there will start to come these scandals where it's going to be around, for instance, it could be the valuation gap that exists right now between the stock of Ripple and the asset, XRP. It could be their holdings. The Ripple has all those holdings, right? It could be that some pilot projects spectacularly fail, like have some spectacular failures, right? Some pilot projects that they're doing. It could be scandals like that, right? And this is my prediction. This is my prognosis that I'm going to give you. But again, this is my own, this is my own vision, my own perspective that I have on this. You got to do your own research. How I'm seeing as a possible archetypal scenario, as a possible scenario with all these constellations that I told you, is for XRP to skyrocket in the next 3 years when there is this global adoption. When there's this global adoption, this could mean anything. This could mean $50 to $100 per XRP, right? This could be a 50x, 20x, 30x from here, right? But along the way, there's going to be massive, massive challenges. Massive challenges, meaning massively the price going down. Massive scandals happening. In the bear market, it could be 70, 80% down. 80% down in a bear market that's coming. Along the way, it could be 50% down because of scandals that happen. This is from now till 28. You should see the beginning. I'm not saying that this summer it's going to go to that price, right? No way, right? But you should be seeing this summer 25, you should be seeing some signs which point to this being possible over the next 3 years from now till 28, till the next bull market, basically, the next bull cycle, right? In summer 25, you should be seeing some clear signs that what I just told you, the adoption of XRP as a global revolutionary asset should be possible. But it's going to be super bumpy ride, extremely volatile. But, what's the problem? If you're going up 1,000, 2,000, 4,000%, you'll be fine with going down 70%. But it'll be crazy. It'll be crazy. People will be tested. This is how it all ties together. It'll be tested. People will be tested a lot, right? Sticking with XRP. So that's what I'm seeing. That's what I'm seeing for XRP. Now, I'm not saying XRP is going to flip Bitcoin, right? Because Bitcoin is going to grow as well, right? So by the time XRP reaches the price that I'm said, Bitcoin might be at 500K, might be at more, right? Might be at 1 million by the next bull cycle. Who knows? So I'm not saying we're flipping Bitcoin, but I'm saying there's something to it. All these people having these visions, all these people having these spiritual downloads, there's really something to it. And I just saw that confirmed in the astrological cycles. All right, so let me know in the comments what you want to see next. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't done so yet. Like and comment, and be well and be blessed.